As advanced analytics and AI transform the way organizations operate, more African businesses are exploring the move to cloud-based ERP systems. This week on Business Q&A, we discuss what this shift means and how it's helping organizations future-proof their operations. Joining me to unpack this transformation is Esenthren Govender, Business Unit Executive at iOCO Enterprise. Esenthren, welcome and thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much, Gary. Great to be here.
What business trends are you seeing across Africa when it comes to ERP systems and cloud adoption?
So the cloud ERP journey has started quite extensively with a lot of focus around moving customers to the cloud ERP. However, there's a lot of challenges in terms of understanding the data sovereignty, the data security, and the cost of cloud, which customers remain hesitant towards that move.
So what would an organization like iOCO classically do? How would they advise customers, considering this move? Because most organizations are, but what's the advice?
So the challenge or what the benefit we're seeing in the organizations is that most of the OEMs on a cloud first or cloud only strategy. So unless you adopt cloud as your choice, you are either left behind in terms of innovation and technology and able to innovate in that environment. So cloud should be an option for organizations.
So many businesses then still raise issues, Esenthren, about costs, security and control, when moving to the cloud. How do you address this with a client?
So one of the main issues is around the security of the cloud environments. And what we've understood is cloud is as secure as much as on-premises. And we understand that cloud security are regularly patched. Customers have the advancement in terms of the technology updates, whereas with on-premise, you have to rely on the schedule of the organizations. Another issue is around latency. And what we found is with the cloud deployments we have in Africa, we haven't had challenges because customers have adopted secure IPN tunnels to ensure that they are able to manage the latencies within Africa.
So that's as far as security is concerned. But what about cost and also control? Many companies may be feeling, am I giving up control when it comes to cloud-based solutions? And then, of course, the cost issue. How do you manage that with clients and what is the roadmap as far as that's concerned?
So from a control perspective, we have a very customer base that has a very lean IT workforce, where they're reliant on the cloud hyperscalers and the OEM to manage and service their provider. But they have full control over that environment in terms of having the support and expertise. From a cost perspective, what we've seen in Africa is that you start with the SMEs or the mid-market in terms of the cloud ERP journey. And these companies, in terms of their agility, grow or expand in terms of new ventures. And with cloud, as you grow, you become more agile in terms of that approach, and you can grow your modules in terms of your environment. So the cost factor is much more beneficial as you start up in the cloud environment and as you grow to a large enterprise.
Okay, and so for those worried then about high volumes, there's very often one of the concerns from organizations of historical data. When you look at how long some companies have been around from legacy systems, how can this transition be made smoother, and how does an organization like yourselves help customers feel that it's at least something that can be managed?
And this is a major challenge for most companies, right? Where they have a lot of historical data in their operations, in their business, and they are quite inundated around the cost to move to cloud. At iOCO, we have a lot of options because we are agnostic in terms of solution set, where we can provide customers options in terms of moving their historical data into the cloud, and provide options in terms of a hybrid solution where with the cloud data in the cloud, you have that ability to manage your real-time data and your historical data on-premise. So iOCO has industry experience in multiple facets, from public sector to mining, manufacturing, on managing these data sets.
So lots of people watching this interview are now saying, okay, it's time I do it. I have to do it, and I've got this like massive server in my organization that has 50 billion terabytes of whatever in it. But so from an organization's perspective who wants to take the leap, what is your advice?
So typically organizations tend to think it's a big bang approach. What you see in cloud is you can have a very modular stepped approach in terms of the deployment and enablement of cloud solutions. So it is very agile in terms of your deployment. So customers should have a look in terms of that environment and their current needs, and worked on a strategic roadmap in terms of staggered deployment in terms of that solution set. At iOCO, we have specialist skills in terms of mobile-enabled field service management, asset management, to ensure that we provide that guidance in terms of your cloud roadmap and strategy.
Finally, what makes this approach or your approach unique when helping African businesses, as you say, you operate in many territories, embrace cloud-based ERP?
So at iOCO, we have over 300 highly skilled, specialized individuals. We understand the industry in terms of Africa that we're in, as well as we understand that Africa is very entrepreneurial in terms of their environment. So we understand that they need to be flexible in terms of the solution set that they require. So we enable, in terms of our advisory and solution support, a roadmap and a direction that meets the customer-specific requirements.
Well, we're going to have to leave it there, but sounds like some interesting things happening in the cloud and AI and ERP systems world. Esenthren, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Gary. Pleasure to be here.
That was Esenthren Govender, Business Unit Executive at iOCO Enterprise. Stay tuned for more business programming right after this.